Electric circuits. In electric circuits, we need to understand the instruments that we use. We know that this thing here is a battery, and a battery consists of cells. So if you just have two terminals, a positive one and a negative one, a longer terminal is positive, a shorter one is negative. If you only have two of them, this is going to be called a cell. So if you start to have more than one cell, we call this a battery. So the battery is the main source of energy that will help us to switch on the appliances inside the circuit. So we know the battery is the main source, so it has what we call the potential difference, the energy that will help us to switch on the appliances. So we call this voltage, but now the voltage of the battery is also known as EMF. So EMF simply means the maximum potential difference of the whole circuit. So because of this battery, we are going to have the flow of charges. And then when the flow of charges flow, they flow from a positive terminal to a negative terminal. And that flow of charges, we call them a conventional current. A conventional current flows from a positive terminal to a negative terminal. And we know that the current is what? Is the measure of how fast is the charges flowing. So when this current passes through this bulb here, it is going to switch on this bulb or any appliances that we have. So as soon as the current passes here, it switches on the bulb. But we have an instrument that we use to measure the current, and that is called an ammeter. So you can place ammeter anywhere in the circuit. Let's say, for example, we place the ammeter here. So this is not a resistance, it's just something that measures a current. So this measures a current and is called an ammeter. So we have switches in the circuit. So if we have an open switch, that means the current is not going to flow. And then if the current is not going to flow, this bulb here is not going to switch on, because the current has to keep on flowing and moving around the circuit so that we can keep this bulb to be on. But now if we have an open switch, that means the current cannot flow here, so nothing will flow, and therefore there's no electricity. But if we have a closed switch like this, that is when we're going to start to have the flow of current, and hence the electricity will flow. But the electricity will flow if we have a closed circuit. All of the circuit is closed. So now we are going to start to have this bulb lighting. And therefore, that is all the appliances that you need to understand in what? In the circuit. So if they put in here what we call the voltmeter, it does not mean now the current is going to flow through it. No, it just measures the voltage that we have in this resistance, the amount of energy that the battery will give to the resistance. So that is all for this video. Thank you very much.